Information, I'm going to pass it on to you.
What was the information?
The information is this, is that he said you were trying to find out and try to identify an officer. What he told me was that he cannot give you the information who the officer is, but if you'd like, you can file a complaint.
Why? I mean, I've come over here before plenty of times and gotten information from him. I was here 2 weeks ago identifying an officer. Why under this instance am I not getting it? And why couldn't he tell me that a week ago when he told me he was going to go to motor transport to identify the officer?
Okay. Anyway,
is he in?
Would you like to?
I need to speak to somebody. I need to speak to a supervisor.
I'm sorry?
I need to speak to a supervisor.
No problem. Let me get a supervisor. Thank you, sir.
You guys know, make sure you wear your masks in here too. There's a mask mandate.
I'm having something to drink, sir.
I mean, that's not what you were doing when I came in here earlier or yesterday.
How do you know?
Because I taped you.
I'm doing that now.
I taped you.
I am taking.
I taped you. I taped you yesterday.
Sir,
I taped you yesterday.
Okay, and?
You know what you were doing? You were just texting on your phone.
And?
You're supposed to put on your mask. You can get mad all you want. Put on your mask.
Oh boy.
Taped you guys since last week in here.
I'm sorry?
I've taped you guys numerous times since last week in here without your mask on. You can deny it all you want, but the tape tells the story.
Who's denying it?
I mean, you are telling me I'm drinking or whatever. Were you drinking yesterday? You were drinking last week? You must be so thirsty. You're constantly drinking. When I saw you texting away on your cell phone that I taped you doing, you just kicked back texting away. You didn't have your mask on.
Yeah. All right, sir.
What's your serial number?
My serial number? My serial number is 25485. Is there any particular reason why you want my serial number, sir? Sir, is there any particular reason why you want my serial number? I'm just asking because you asked for my
I don't have to
serial
answer it. I'm not going to answer it. I don't have to answer it. I'm not gonna,
sorry?
I said I don't have to answer your question. I'm not going to answer your question.
You don't have to answer my question.
Thank
I just thought I'd start some conversation.
I appreciate it.
Because you're so angry.
What's your name, sir?
William.
William?
Yes.
Mr. Williams.
Welcome to the station, LAPD Hollywood Station 1358 North York.
What's your serial?
32760. Anything we can help you with, sir? Other than Sergeant Willis?
No.
More than happy to help you with any questions you have.
Oh no, I mean I would like to identify some other officers. I have some off-duty officers that like to drive in front of the station and curse me out. I don't think you guys would be willing to identify that officer, would you?
If not a complaint, that's okay.
I mean, would you be willing to identify the officer for me?
I'm sorry?
Would you be willing to identify that officer for me if I give you their car number? Maybe you can.
Talk to Sergeant Willis, he'll help you out.
Okay.
If you'd like to file a complaint, that's no problem at all. If you want to ask any other questions, more than happy to answer your questions.
I mean, Sergeant Willis could have saved me a week if he told me this a week ago. He seemed to have changed his mind within the last week.
Told you what?
Sergeant Willis, I gave him the information. He said he was going to call motor transport. He was going to get me the information and send it over to me. Somewhere along the line in the last week, that's changed. I got to tell you, I've come up here, I've probably identified a dozen officers over the course of the last year.
Around, sir?
Excuse me?
Do you follow officers?
I don't follow anything around. I see stop and I document it.
I'm sorry?
If I see a stop, I document it.
If you see a stop, you document it. Is there any particular reason why you would document any stop?
Well, because the OIG says 23% of all stops are not documented properly as they're supposed to be, meaning body cams, FI cards, and rippers are not filled out. That's the Inspector General. That's the people that actually look over you.
Inspector General.
Yeah, the Office of Inspector General. So they say that 23% of your stops are not properly documented, so therefore I will. Which means actually 23% of all stops start off being out of policy from the get-go.
Is that right?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
It is amazing.
That's why I'm in here, sir. That way I don't have to stop anybody.
No, I know. That's why Willers is in here now too.
Like
That's why he's not out there anymore. That's why Willers is in here.
That's why he's in here?
Have a seat, sir. We'll help you.
That's why Shapiro's working day shift.
Mr. Shea? Yeah. Come on over here, Mr. Shea. I'll be glad to help you also. And people died. Oh, I'm sorry, they didn't die. They got killed. And about, how many shootings? 44? 44 different people got shot or shooting. Yeah.
Crazy.
Nobody cares about Chicago, apparently. You know, Los Angeles, I heard in the news this morning that they're out of control with shootings as well.
You know what's out of control in Los Angeles is
But
COVID.
you're interrupting me.
No, I'm just talking to somebody on the phone. And what's out of control in Los Angeles is last year there were 12,500 people died of COVID, but only 349 died of murder. But yet these cops have twice the infection rate as the rest of us, but yet they don't wear masks every time I come into the station. So who knows how many people they've killed.
If you use the phone, if you can step outside to use your phone.
I'm actually documenting this also. I'm a documenter. I'm keeping it down. I'm not interfering with anything.
You're actually interrupting me.
I'm not interrupting you. You guys can do it.
You just have to stay quiet, that's all.
I don't have to stay quiet.
You can film as much as you want.
I can film, but I don't have to
but
stay quiet.
edit it, do whatever you have to do later.
I don't have to stay quiet.
Hey, Williams,
Just keep it down.
I'm here. Sorry, I was utilized.
Yeah, so I just wanted to know why you're not going to identify this officer.
Yeah, so I called you a couple times, you didn't answer. You just kept ringing and ringing based off that 562 number I had. So I did determine who it was that was driving. Not at liberty to give you that information,
Why
but
not?
if you would like to.
Why not? I've come up here, I've identified officers a dozen times.
If you've identified him, that's one thing.
No, I mean, I've come up here, talked to many sergeants, asked who they were. They either looked at reports and or pulled up license plate numbers and gave me the information.
Yeah, well, based off of my watch commander, I'm not at liberty to give you.
Who's your
the
watch commander?
Watch commander Sergeant Calderon.
Can I talk to him?
No.
What's his name?
Sergeant Calderon.
All right. What's his
So
serial
what I
number?
can't
Can I get his card?
Yeah. What I can do is if you have.
I need his card.
What I can do is if you have.
I don't need to file a complaint to you. I want
What
to handle it through
If you have
IA.
a commendation or a complaint for the officers.
I don't need to do that. I need his card for
I'll
your
give it to you
watch
right
commander.
now.
This guy's name is mask on either.
That's terrible.
And it's awful. You know what? Over 100 of you guys in this station have had COVID. Over 100. I know that for a fact. And that's as of February.
Sure, a lot of people have COVID.
I mean, but you guys have twice the infection rate. You know why? Because you guys don't wear masks. I know this because I have guys in the station that complain about how you guys don't wear masks. They say that the LAPD has failed them.
Hey, William.
How's it going? Nice seeing you.
Doing all right?
Huh?
Doing all right, William?
I'm doing fine.
That's good. I haven't seen you in a while.
I'm around.
All right, well, take care of these guys.
Michael Moore told me in an email this week that he has taken progressive action to make sure his cops wear masks. And here we are actually inside the station. See, there's not only an LAPD mask mandate, but there's also, I'm not distracting anything. You guys are having a conversation. But not only that, not only did Michael Moore say that, not only say he took progressive action, but there's a Los Angeles indoor mask mandate, which you're going to any store, and if they don't have their masks on, the store would be shut down. The store would be shut down. But here in the LAPD Hollywood station, it's not a no phone zone. It's a public. It's
You can record.
yes, I can. So
but you don't need
he
to
says
stop.
I can't. You said
Do your editing somewhere else. I don't need to.
I'm not. This is not called editing. This is called narrating.
Do your. You do
I mean, that's why
somewhere
you're working the front desk. This guy's working so hard, he's on his cell phone.
No, I'm not on my cell phone, really.
You're taping?
No, I'm looking at my screen. It's broken.
Oh man.
Is that okay with you? I'm sorry my screen is broken. Apparently you don't care.
This is what they do. This guy's a P3, so he makes about $150,000 a year. I mean, his serial number, he's been on the force for way too long. He should have been much higher than that with that serial number.
I think he's been in the station way too long.
That serial number, he should have been
wasting your time.
definitely
Do a
lieutenant.
good job.
I actually have a job. See, I work in the private sector. I own a company. I pay your salaries. Unlike you guys are relying on the public.
Thank you. Thank you,
Totally
sir.
relying on the
Thank
public.
you, sir.
See, there are makers and there are takers. You guys are takers. Us like us, we make.
Sir, how about all those people that are getting free money?
I mean, that's you guys. 150,000 you make.
No, I'm talking
I mean, you
about
probably make
all
160,000.
those assistants.
160,000. All it takes is a GED to be a cop. Why do you guys have twice the infection rate as the public? Twice the infection rate because you guys don't wear masks.
I don't know where you get your stats from.
From Michael Moore at the LAPD commission meetings. You guys wouldn't know anything
I
about
don't
that.
think so.
This is all public
I don't
information.
think so. You're making this up up.
He had a commission meeting this morning where he talked about
Sure you
this.
did.
Yeah, sure he did. I mean, you wouldn't know.
I don't think so. I don't think
Yeah, he did. He said there's 54 people right now of you guys who are out sick. One is hospitalized right now. You guys had one die last week.
I don't think you.
Yeah. Now think about this: 54 of you guys out on sick leave. That works out to about $60,000 a day in sick pay that we're paying for you guys. Because you guys can't wear masks. Because you can't wear masks, and that's why you're stuck in the front desk. That's why you're stuck at the front desk. What do you got, like 25 years on the force? You work in the front desk, and you're a P3.
Tell me why I'm stuck.
P3.
Are you a former officer?
P3. I'm not a former officer. You're a P3, and you've been on the force like 25 years.
This is a business card I'm issuing with the watch commander's serial number on it. Offered to take a complaint or accommodation, and you refuse.
Yeah. All right, man. I don't see you on the street much anymore, Willis. What happened? What happened to you? Not on the street anymore, Willis.
Take care.
Those complaints got you off the street, huh? You and Shapiro. And your captain's gone. And your captain's gone.